screen here. Yeah?
Yes.
You can see, yeah? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You make it bigger.
Make it bigger.
Yeah. Full screen.
Full screen.
At the bottom now, okay.
Yeah, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also a special thanks to Dr. Jamil for his kindness to invite me to participate in this regional visual summer program on leadership and knowledge, culture, development. Yeah. So I think for a start, yeah, this morning, yeah, my title is Education and Capacity Building in Muslim Minority Countries, Issues and Opportunities. I will try to dwell on this topic for the next 1 hour, inshallah. So, and we'll be touching around this some subtopics. I will touch on something minority-majority-minority relations, the Muslim minority issues in Muslim minority communities, education and capacity buildings, the roles of NGO and international networkings, opportunities and the way forward, and conclusion. Inshallah, this is actually to me is a kind of sharing session. So I cannot claim that I'm expert in this kind of things, no? But of course, we need to have kind of exposure on these issues through experience, through literature, and through research and interaction. Inshallah, because we have a problem. Actually, minority, they might have different problems in different places. The nature of the problems are not the same. So the person who know really the problems on the ground is the person who live in that particular setup, social setup. Well, I will start with some introduction on this issue. Understanding minority. What minority is all about? What are we talking about actually when we talk about minority? Yeah, because there is a kind of what we call the psychology of minority. There are so many research done on that, and there are also many books written on these issues, the minority, basically, to understand the minority, what is a minority group? Minority group is actually, general understanding is numerically inferior to the rest of the populations in a particular state, in numerical and non-dominant positions. This is called minority. Although in most cases, the minorities are also members or nationals of the states, and they might be enjoying the same status as a citizen, but because of the characteristics, because of the minority, they might have some kind of psychology problem. That is called the psychology of minority. Inferiority in most cases. Yeah. So, well, that is the basic understanding. Why? Because our thinking is very much influenced by the bigger picture of the current political systems. We are practicing democracy, and democracy is a majority rule. So that is why, when we talk about minority, minority is not a dominant group as far as democracy is concerned. So, well, however, for that theoretical, for the theoretical and practical reason, it will be useful to make a distinction between probably linguistic, national, or religious minorities on one side, and probably sexual, political, and social minorities on the other. There are so many types of minorities, in this sense. Even if the principles of non-discrimination and tolerance should equally apply to both groups, the concrete needs of each group. In the case of the first group is the use of a special language in different private and public setting, and the exercise of belief are motivated and satisfied in a different manner with different financial consequences to the state involved.
You use the yesterday link cannot be used anymore.
For the same reason, it is quite easier to probably to formulate a separate regulation for traditional and historical minorities. People are often become minorities because of historical distribution, probably because of the border changes and things like that happen, and suddenly they become minority. And apart from that, there are also cases of immigrant workers, refugees, and perhaps other types of minorities. Right. The text is the basic problems underlying the most minority issues is for various reasons, partly resulting from a kind of intolerance practiced by the majority, and also in some cases the insensitive policies of the government. The government, we know that when the government is controlled by the majority, they are also those who make policies in the government. Persons belonging to a minority, and generally their whole community as such, linguistically, socially, and politically, in a disadvantaged position. That has not always been the case during the history of mankind. One can link modern minority problems to the nation state's concept, because it is just due to the probably a reductionist tendency and temptation it creates to perpetuate linguistic and cultural hegemony for the majority. And of course, when we understand the situation of the minority, we want to see how the majority-minority relations takes place in this context. Minority groups, individuals, regardless of whether their status is attributable to racial, ethnic, religious, or stigmatized characteristics, they are considered to be vulnerable in regard to their, maybe we call it socio-emotional and psychological, especially when they are, they are object of prejudice by the majority. rejections or marginalized by the dominant group, for example. It becomes a source of social stress with diminished well-being of adults. In addition, social stresses associated with the low socioeconomic status in some cases. Yeah. And perhaps other issues such as neighborhood violence, probably these kind of characteristics are linked to the minority groups, and minority group members are assumed to have fewer opportunities in that particular social setup. And of course, they cannot control their own environment. Yeah? Numerous factors might buffer minority youth against risk because of discrimination or socio-economic disadvantages. This also includes a strong family structure and associated support, familial socializations for interdependent and strong ethnic identity. So the term majority minority also reflect positive or negative conditions and treatment. Minority denotes negatively stigmatized, ostracized, oppressed, and outcast individual or groups. And majority denotes positively valued or high status groups. Across definition, all majority and minority are terms that distinguish this group in terms of their power, numeric size, group feature, opinions, benefits, group conditions, and treatments. So these are multifaceted views of majority minority. And this will determine what kind of relations, power relations between these two groups. Of course, we understand that one is holding the upper hand. The other one is holding the lower hand. Yeah. Right now, we go to the issues that is closer to our situation, the Muslim minority. There are so many countries that have Muslim minority live in that particular situation, the states. In Southeast Asia, also we have minority Muslims living in non-Muslim majority countries, like the Philippines, the Cambodia, Thailand, and so on. So, what are the problems? When we live as a minority? Sometimes we have kind of misleading perceptions or perhaps negative perceptions on the minorities, and they are regarded probably by the people who hold the majority status. They are regarded as this group problematic, undesirable, not needed, and so on. And of course, lately, the Muslim minority are linked to the activities of terrorism, militancy, radicalism, violence, dominate the academic. I mean, the kind of perception dominates the media, written as well as electronic media and social media as well. The terminology they use sometimes, it will be very, very much misleading. Terms like Islamic terrorism. So this is the kind of misconception of this issue. If you're talking about terrorism and you put the word Islamic before the terrorism, that means that as if that activity or terrorist is something coming from the teaching of Islam. It is rooted in Islam, so which is wrong. We cannot equate Islam with this kind of negative, activities like terrorism. There is no such thing as Islamic terrorist. Terrorist is not Islamic. So I'm talking about the misconception and misleading perceptions. Sometimes these people holding, and it become a mainstream understanding and mainstream discourse in this context. Islamic militant. So this is not right. Militant is not Islamic. Because Islam does not allow that. Islamic violence, no way you can say Islamic violence. Islam is a religion that call for peace. There's no such thing as Islamic violence, and if you commit violence, and it is not an Islamic act. So this is what is happening, in the social media, in the media, and electronic as well as in the writing. So, and there is Muslim minorities. In some cases, disregarded and unrecognized, and it's not given attention. So this is invariably to highlight an ongoing crisis, like the conflict in the Muslim, Muslim-dominated areas. Sometimes, if you are majority, but they are areas that sometimes the Muslim dominates the area. For example, in southern Thailand, in Patani, the Muslim communities are quite dominant in there. Although, as far as Thailand is concerned, they are minority. Unfairly associated with negative, as I said just now, like violence, militant, and they are presented in a very negative, picture. And today we call it Islamophobia. Of course, every one of us knows that what Islamophobia is about. It becomes now the mainstream discourse in the West. Islamophobia has become, the way of thinking of some of the, influential world leaders. They're looking at Islam as a threat to the, to the world. So Islamophobia is everywhere. So we are facing these problems, and it is a reality. We have to deal with that. living in poverty, and lower education levels, higher illiteracy rates, and poor health situation and so on. It's all characteristic that is linked to the situation of the majority minority. Yeah. Uh, yeah, of course, in the Philippines, in Cambodia, we're facing the same problems. Living in the rural areas and yeah, um, lack of integration, or they're not integrated into the mainstream community and so on. Yeah. So and this kind of negative perceptions will become kind of obstacles for the minority to get out of this situation, the poverty and so on, and plus some practice of discrimination and so on. So these are part of the issues that if I can summarize, we have education problems, the issues in Muslim minority communities. We have education problems, dropouts, lagging behind. We are living in poverty and high illiteracy rates, and probably more important is lack of opportunities, because in order to change, we have to provide opportunities. Otherwise, people cannot change themselves without opportunities given to them. They are not be able to get out of the situations. And now we go to the real issue that we're talking about here is education and capacity building. In order to change the conditions of the minority, to me, is the most important thing is that we have to give, or we have to give the access to education to everyone. Give them opportunity to be educated or to go to further their studies, and get knowledge as much as possible. And with that knowledge, you can come back to your own community and to start the program that can change the situation of the community. So that's very important. Human resource development, the capacity building is about human development and human resource development. Give opportunities to be educated, get out of the community for a while, get knowledge and then come back to the community. Because it's not good if you go out of the community and then don't come back. You cannot make, you can only change yourself, but you cannot change your own community. So go for study and then come back. Change the community. And of course, that's why I said just now is the importance of education in any field, particularly in the field that can practically change the community. Of course, if we talk about the knowledge that can practically change the community is involve also skills. You have to gain the right skills and to bring back to the community. And of course, technical advice and training in various sectors, such as agriculture, if you have land for agriculture, and small businesses, probably with the right vocational education and training, you can set up a program that involves community at large. Give them knowledge and trainings, and of course coaching and mentoring. These small businesses, when we give some money to start, we have to monitor. Otherwise, because these people, they don't have skill, they don't have knowledge to carry out the program or project. This is also involve coaching, mentoring, and capacity building, and of course talent training workshop. This has to be done on the ground. What we do here is just to brainstorm, to share something based on research, based on literature, but the actual problem is they have to be dealt with on the ground. Maximum impact of trainers organize talent in-house workshop, in-house, and training, community-based training, with the help of the professional who can offer their service. We have our Muslim brothers who are very highly qualified in terms of knowledge and skills and vocational skills and so on. And also we have probably Muslim who are successful businessmen who can help with some capitals and so on, to help. But we have to monitor and we have to evaluate. We have to, carry out a project, practical project, and has to be closely monitored and coached so that we are not wasting our resources. And of course, the role of NGO is very important, and as well as is international networking. We need to establish a lot of NGO because the minority group, sometimes you are not very much access to the government apparatus, so that the NGO plays very important role. Not only local NGO, but also international NGO. Since you are already engaged with this, this group, the virtual summer camp group, and you can set up your network. You have your brothers and sisters all over the world, actually. Get engaged, and probably they are very happy to help in the way whatever they can, to help among us. Well, according to some study, community resilience is a concept that is understood and applied uniquely by different investigation groups, and that can either be seen as an ongoing process of adaptation and simple absence of negative effect, the absence of range of positive attribute, or a mixture of all three. However, this is this is about community resilience. What do they do to enhance this community resilience? One of the things that is sometimes we forget: local knowledge and local wisdom. The value system that you have been practicing all this while is actually sometimes is very very important for us as a guiding principles to carry out or to face some problems. Community networks and relationships. We communicate with each other. Networkings and of course leadership. Community leadership is very important, because we need someone who can lead the way, who can guide, who can lead the way. So now we are producing leaders. We are trying to produce leaders so that these leaders can play their roles when they go back to their own community. And a good leader can identify problems and can provide solutions to the problems. That's the characteristic of a good leader. First, you can identify problems. What are the problems that your community is facing? And probably with your knowledge, you can also find out solutions to the problems. So therefore, social transformation. This is the way forward that I'm talking about. We have to plan for social transformation. How to transform our community, so that you can grab opportunities and then can live in a better life, and then can participate in the mainstream, majority, mainstream majority. So this one needs what we call change of attitude and outlook. You have to we have to change, from negative attitude toward positive attitude. Inferiority complex sometimes become a big obstacles for us to move forward. And of course, the leader that I've just talked just now is the leader who can identify opportunities for the communities, who can plan for programs and projects and modules, and perhaps to open more opportunities to the community members to get involved in entrepreneurship. And of course, economic activities that can help you to get out of this, poverty, and of course get out of these social problems, and perhaps can live a better life, in the, and be together with the majority. Yeah. So this is yeah. Right. We have but probably I want to provide about 15 minutes for you to interact. I can probably respond to some of the things that you want to raise. With regard to this title or this topic. Yeah.
Prof. Zaid.
Yeah. If you have anything that you want to share.
Prof. Zaid Ahmad.
Yeah. This is Ali Zaman.
Yes, sir.
So do you have anything to to share here?
I'm so sorry. I was not aware that my speaker was on.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm so sorry. But Alhamdulillah, I was listening to your from the very beginning.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Let the participants
just to open up our mind. That's it. No, I cannot say that I'm expert in this entrepreneurship and things like that. But based on the experience and readings, we can share something, inshallah. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that kind of concept for the transformation of the minority, especially in Marawi and also of Cambodia after Marawi siege. Entrepreneurship, to train people on the field of entrepreneurship is indeed a very important, shall I say, rehabilitation program. I was telling our people there after 3 years of the siege, how come that they cannot still sustain the basic need when it comes to food supply. And our land is very, very fertile. And why can't they spend their time now locked down for almost 1 year, go to agriculture and so on? Still they are crying for food.
Correct.
Without the food.
That's what I'm talking about. International networking. Sometimes we have brothers and sisters who are very highly qualified. A professional. They know the techniques and things like that, and then we can visit the place and then help the community. To identify what are the viable project that we can undertake, based on the resource that you have, on the ground.
And the presence of Mindanao State University, whereby you have this faculty on fisheries, agriculture, this could be a very important institution to empower our community. And yes, I'm just wondering why they are so much dependent to the government, begging the government for development and so on. Develop yourself.
That does not solve the problem, because we have to create, the strength from inside. Any other, response from the participant, particularly, I can only see the screen.
Just now, Prof, I'm so sorry. I was not really aware that my microphone was on.
No, it's okay. No, don't worry. It's okay.
Forgive me.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Dr. Professor Zaid. Thank you very much for your insightful presentation. Now, I would like to invite our participants to have questions or comments to our professor. Please, participant. Thank you.
I have one question.
Could you please introduce yourself a bit before you can have a question? Thank you.
Thank you. So my name is Radha and I'm from Cambodia. And I have one question to Doctor regarding to the NGO what do you think of the trends of NGO in the Muslims, minorities in living in the majority other religions? I mean, like, what types of NGO should be best for our Muslim community? I mean, the types of NGOs, the charitable NGO, service NGO, or the one that empower people. I mean, I often see a lot of NGOs in Cambodia. Actually, a lot they provide aid, charity, and I think that NGOs tend to like makes the Muslim only rely on the charity on and they don't really work. And another type of NGO is the one that empower. They give trainings, they give soft skills and all that. And I'm not sure which one should be best for our community. I mean, like, maybe in the future, some of our participants will want to open an NGO, and then they don't know which types of NGOs and all that should be work best for our community. And I want to hear perspective from our speaker. Thank you. That's my question. Sorry, a bit long.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rada. Rada Rafiq. Inshallah, of course, the second one is, I'm not saying that the aid, those who give, aids to the people, are no good, but sometimes they also give negative impacts, because people are only relying on these kind of aids coming, and empowerment is the key. We have to really empower the people. We have to give them, the fishing rod and not the fish. So this is very important. That is why I'm talking about education and capacity building. We have to build their capacity. So that you can stand on your own feet later on, not waiting for, of course, at the moment, these NGOs who provide, what do you call it, help and aids and things like that to the people, is okay, they can carry on, they can continue, but the other type of NGO, those who give education and trainings and to empower the people, that is the most sustainable way of changing the community. Okay, I think did I answer your question?
Yeah, that's
thank you, Radha. Any others?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Baramasa.
Varity.
Varity.
Yes.
Okay, where are you from?
Cambodia.
Cambodia again. Kampung Cham.
Yes. Now my province is changed to Tebong Khmum. So previously Tebong Khmum.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Previously it was Kampung Cham.
Yeah.
So I have a question to you. So I'm living in a society where early marriage is common, especially among girls, and girls drop out from school is of course also common. And I believe that this issue commonly happens is due to the fact that people still stick to the mindset that women don't need to be highly educated, because at the end of the day they still can't run away from household chores. So my question is how to change this mindset, the mindset that women don't need to be highly educated. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This is, this part of culture is not easy to change, and we have to prove, like, your Verity, you might be, one of the models to show to your community that as you can become a successful lady or successful woman, get a better education, become a professional and become maybe successful business woman, so that you can show to the community, because by showing to the community, they can change their outlook. Otherwise, if we just talk to them, it's very, very difficult to change. This is my experience as well, going to the community, by talking, they because they cannot see, but if you bring a person, a model, is a lady, he come from a poor family, now getting a good education, now become a successful businessman and bring back to the society, and that will be the best method. So in da'wah we call it a da'wah bil hal, by doing, da'wah by doing. No, sometimes we have to do the talking as well. Yes, of course we can do the talking, but by doing is more effective and more influential. Right? Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
you.